Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Right, before you go any further, right, can you see the link in the corner? If you smash that for me, turn your notifications on, then you subscribe to the channel, then every time we put a video up, you will get a notification to say, yeah, we've got a new Greenhawk video, and it could be on absolutely anything. Sometimes it's electrical, sometimes it's on the building side and plastering side, all sorts of stuff, plumbing, you name it, we pretty much cover it in the construction industry. So today's video, I'm just going to do a little video on how we go about doing all the soldering for the LED ribbon lighting, or LED tape as some people like to call it. It doesn't really matter which way you want to call it. It's, you know, I always say ribbon lighting, so that's what I'll be referring it to. So like I say, I'm going to show you how I go about it, all the kit you're going to need, and let's get stuck into it. Right, first things first, you're going to need yourself some ribbon lighting. Now they do cool white, warm white, colour changeable lighting as well, but on this one we're just fitting some cool white, so that's going to be going underneath here, and then you've got your hob, so there's nothing's going there, and then it's going across there and also onto this bit as well. But what I'm going to do is show you all the kit you're going to need. So I use a Solder Mate. This video is not sponsored by anybody before anybody asks. I literally have bought everything myself. So we've got the Solder Mate, and also I've bought the solder that comes with it in an applicator. To be honest, not expensive, brilliant bit of kit. The reason why I've burnt that, because my old soldering iron, which is now, I've had probably 15 years out of it, has died. So, and it was a gas powered one, that's why that's burnt. So obviously you're going to need your ribbon lighting. I use a bit of 0.75 flex on there, and also you're going to need some heat shrink as well, just to cover all the ends up. So one of the most important bits of kit on there is your soldering iron. This is the Milwaukee one. Like I say, it's brand new for me. I've used it a couple of times. Like I say, I've just done that one over there, underneath there with it. That's why that's lit up, so that's still warm. That thing is absolutely awesome. It heats up so much faster than my gas one. It's so much more controlled. So far, absolutely brilliant bit of kit. You don't have to go to the expense of buying all the Milwaukee stuff. It's just, obviously, if you're doing this at, you know, as a home or DIY or whatever, you know, you can go and get a normal plug-in job that's probably 40 quid. You know, check Amazon out, you know, something like that. But yeah, so you're going to need some cutters. I use the automatic wire strippers, which I find gives me the neatest finish on those. And I just use my electrical knife just to hold it in place. So right, let's get set up and show you how it's done. Right, okay, first things first, what I always do is on the end there, you've got, so as roughly every 100 mil, you'll have these little bits that you can cut off, and that's where the only place you can cut your ribbon lighting for length, basically. So what I always do is, if you can see that there, I always cut it so it's just off the edge for my soldering. So I put that in my Solder Mate. Now, like I say, this will maneuver a little bit, so sometimes if you want to put a bit of a weight on this end to hold it still, it doesn't matter. I always use a bit of scrap timber, because like in here, I'm doing it in the kitchen. I don't want to be getting any hot surfaces, potential risk of damaging that worktop. So if you're thinking you're doing a great job and all the rest of it, and then you move all this away and you've burnt that worktop, you're not earned any money, have you, by doing this? So not very good. So this is already prepped on here, so I'll get my heat shrink put on. So just slide that past and you can forget about that for a minute. So next stage is on here. So on your ribbon lighting, see how's that wiggling a little bit? So what I'll do is I'll actually weight that down. So let's go with that. So she's all in place. Let's just show you that. Nearly swore then. So she's all in place. So you've got a positive and a negative, so a plus and a minus on there. So they're all lined up, ready to go. So, right, turn the soldering iron on. So like I said, this does not take long to heat up at all. So what you want to do is heat it all up, get your conductors all covered in solder. So I'm just going to wait for this to get up to temperature. Please hold. See on there, that's covered. So I'll just do the other one. So if you make sure your conductor's completely covered on that. So you may need a little bit more in a minute. So this is the only reason why I use this. It doesn't do anything else other than just hold it down in place. So you need a little bit more solder on that. So they can be a bit fiddly, to be honest, but once you get used to them, they're all right. I quite enjoy doing them, to be honest. See, that one's got it now, so I'm going to need a bit more on that. Okay, so turn your soldering iron off. Now remember, that's going to stay hot for ages on there. I mean, they do, even the battery versions, they stay hot for quite a while. So you see on there, it's not, like I said, the more you do, the neater they get on there. So what we'll do, just put your back there. So at this point, they can come loose. So this is the time where you want to check, make sure you've got a decent connection on there and they're nice and strong, because there's nothing more annoying than that if you don't wiggle it, give it a little move around, because if that's the time when it's going to come off. Okay, so you move your heat shrink up onto that and then use your soldering iron again. Like I say, you can use a heat gun if you want to, but I've got a bit of a problem. I buy loads and loads of kit, but sometimes you can overcomplicate everything. So all I use is just the soldering iron, because it's already hot, it's already out. You might as well use it, and then just gently work that over your heat shrink. And that protects all the conductors. And that is basically it. So that's your finished product. Like I say, it's not overly complicated on there. So the next stage for that is putting it underneath and getting your feeds up. And then what I always do if I'm doing the rewires or refits, always put my supplies on the top of the units, because if you do end up the drivers and stuff, they're all up there. You haven't got to then mess about with the ribbon lighting, or it's in. Once it's fitted, that's it. Walk away from it. You don't have to mess about with it again. If it goes faulty, the likelihood is it's the driver on the top. So that's what I've always found. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and like I say, don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up if you like it, and I shall see you on our next video. Cheers, guys.